Hello and welcome back, people that want to hear and listen to CoCoBe live from Berlin, and obviously to our live audience here as well. Obviously, everyone on YouTube watching cannot see you guys and cannot know that anyone is here. So do you want to prove together with me that there's people here in the room by cheering out loud by 3? Is that okay? So 1, 2, 3. My dear friend Alex from straiv, formerly known as CoCoBe, would say that was a cheerful greeting from Karlsruhe SC maybe, but not from VfB Stuttgart. So that was kind of lame. I said that was lame, Alex, come on. So, welcome back to CoCoBe. We are getting started now with our panels. This is going to happen from 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. For the people here on site, obviously we'll mingle later on, we'll have beers and wine and whatever you, water, milk, whatever you want. And yes, milk. And yeah, for the live audience here and as well for my lovely panelists, we're going to start with the first panel. Afterwards, the second panel at 6:30 will be hosted by my dear friend Pontus, right? And then there's a few more coming on. And we are more than happy to invite everyone here from the consultants I see and from the hoteliers I see and from the providers I see to ask questions and really dive into this discussion, because this is not a presentation, it's meant to be a big discussion. Whilst I'm speaking, that's not too important. Whilst the others are speaking, please, 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 you can continue talking, but not so loud, so we can hear ourselves here live on stage. All right. Thank you so much, and we're getting started with Hotel Operations 2022 with my lovely panelists here, and I would like to, normally we start with the ladies, but for me, I'm old. For me, it's easier to start from left to right, from my left to right. If you could just introduce yourselves quickly in 30 seconds, starting with Sebastian.
My name is Sebastian Horn. I'm operations manager at the LFPI hotels in Germany. And we are operating in 16 hotels in Germany under different brands for Accor, EAG, and Best Western, and 2 hotels without any brand. And yes, thank you to be here.
Glad to have you. Nastaran. Could you turn on the microphone?
No? Yeah.
Here we go.
So I'm Nasi, you can also call me Nastaran, but I don't like it. Call me please Nasi. And I'm the sales consultant and straiv by CoCoBe. And yeah, I'm the specialist for all sales questions tonight.
Markus.
Yeah, my name is Markus. I'm from Smartments business. I'm the director of operations there. We're operating 8 apartment buildings in Germany and Austria. So yeah, thank you for inviting me. It's a great honor. And so yeah.
I hope it was not a too long drive over here.
Oh no, it was a short way for me, yes. Something like that.
All right. So basically, as you can already judge, we have 2 experts on hotel operations. We have 1 provider here. So we're trying to get you a good mix of what is currently changing, especially in the year 2022 and onwards. Because basically, for many hoteliers, many things have changed. For some people, maybe nothing has changed. So what has changed for you, Markus, in operations?
For us, we have not so that many changes in operations due to we are starting 2019 with digitalization and all the digital guest journey, mobile check-in solutions without any human being there, so they have to go to our machines. So there's not that big change for us in that way. So, but our plans for the next years are to minimize that repetitive things that our hosts have to do there, so that they could be the host for our guests. So yeah.
So to give context, with Smartments, obviously you have a slightly different operations than, for example, LFPI, right? And reduced staff, lots of head office operations and digitization already in place. So the transformation or the step towards transformation and digitization maybe was not that big. When we compare that to the guys at LFPI with so many different units and clusters and brands and whatever, how did you approach that change?
Yes, we have a lot of problems with the technology on the other side because we have different brands, and so we have different companies to deal with. For the franchise companies, like EAG is another one, like Best Western or like Accor. So this is one problem, and also dealing with the staff members. And in these times we are already growing up in the company, and so we have a lot of changes done the last 2 years and the next few months.
We are kind of a mix of a technology provider, service provider, whatever, and we speak to both sides, tech providers and hoteliers. And I personally get a pretty broad mix of feedback, actually similar to what you guys say. For us, it was not so big. For us, it's kind of a disaster, you know. For us, it's challenging, and for us, we changed everything. Nasti, what did you hear in the last weeks, months, 2 years? When you speak to hoteliers, when you get into the context of hotel operations, do they change? Are they open towards change? What are the steps they are taking?
Well, obviously, I always tell my customers, digital solutions are not a nice to have, it's a must to have. And this is like the most important thing. And thankfully you can optimize with the help of using digital solutions so much more than just a guest experience. Like, it's so much more, and that's the most important thing. I give you like the best example. Just imagine a hotel. Guests are arriving and there's like a long queue. Why? To only check in, to only like sign a registration form. And most of the guests are like moody, and no one is in the mood to wait like 20 minutes in a queue. Not even me. I'm so honest. And the guests are moody, and the receptionist is already stressed out because everyone is complaining. So why not? And this is like for both sides like the best thing, because you don't want to be like only a good host, but because you want to be also a good entrepreneur for your hotel staff. Like, you want to provide something. And that's why I think like digital solutions are like so important. Like, to go back to the example, like your guests are waiting in a queue to just like check in and everything. Why not provide and offer like an online check-in where your guests can like digitally sign the registration form, while your employees can focus on most important stuff than only to check in the person. And even as an entrepreneur, like, you can like offer so much more. Like, why the guests check in? Your employee can work remote in home office. I mean, like, it's the most attractive thing, like, to provide home office as an employee. And I think like that's the most interesting thing. Why do like, I mean, in every industry is like, it's like so common and natural to work remote. Why not in this industry?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem in this case is, we talked a lot with Niels also. For us as a provider with different brands, one product is not even the product that we need in each hotel. It's easier maybe at your apartments when you have one software and I'm sorry. When you have one software and for all the hotels, but we have 16 hotels, 16 different PMS systems, or 2 or 3 of them, but not every product is working with this, and this is the most challenging thing. And we want to offer online check-in in all cases, but it did not work at the moment at some brands and some franchisees, and this is the biggest problem that we have. So the connection, maybe Markus can tell us a little bit more how it's working in your case, I think you have one PMS or something like this where it works with one solution, or am I not right?
Yeah, sure. For us, it was really easy due to we have one PMS system in all our buildings. So we have our partners are Paleo, and we have the digital guest journey with straiv. So for us, as I told at the beginning, for us the digital way was for us the aim, and it was easy to reach for us.
Well,
that was actually like in German we say Steilvorlage. So that was actually a good one for me. Especially changing the perspective a little bit from tech, because we discussed tech for the last hours a lot, towards employees, because that's a bottleneck in industry, obviously. So how, can you give an example on how that helps you, Markus? How that helps you in your operations, and how do you adjust your operations towards that?
Yeah, for us, the digital way helps us that way that we can offer to our employees that what you have told us, that home office. So you can go work at the home office, or we have many people, they stay in the home office, or so no one has to be in charge at the reception. So due to our model, we have on weekend or on holidays, there's no one at the reception. So I guess have to be that techie to do that by himself, so that we can offer that solution, that individual for our employees.
So obviously there was the news going through the industry with 25 hours offering 4 days, and we spoke about it, Sebastian, last week. I know, I know, and I know you're a big fan. So is that the same on your end? How do you see such developments? What's the answer of your operations towards such new and fresh ideas?
I like these fresh ideas, so this is not the problem. I think you cannot have one solution for each type of hotel. This is the most important thing. On 4 days of working is nice, but it doesn't make sense on every opportunity. So you have to take a look for each individual destination or hotel what your staff members need, or what you can offer. So we have just 3 persons on the reception when I do a 4-week, so I don't need any person 10 hours a day, so it's not working for me. But also not at the moment, not wanted by my staff members. This can change, but you have to take a look for individual solutions in your company and also with your staff members. I think it's too easy to say this is with the 4-day weeks of working, this is for future the best thing. I think you have to take a look for. It's good that something is changing in the hospitality industry, so also in payment or in working hours. But don't be so fast to say this is a solution and then it works, you find staff members and so on. I don't know what you think, but
I found that pretty interesting on what you said last week, because it's very precise, and always when we are on a stage discussing things, I'm looking for examples. I'm looking for stuff that people can learn from and take home and take away. And maybe there's 1 or 2 hoteliers here that are currently considering how can I change that? How can I find new people? How can I attract new people? How can I find new offerings or concepts to be more attractive? And you gave like 2 or 3 different examples, on if you want to share that, only if you want to, but how you approach that with flexibility. I think that's the main topic, right?
I can tell it. It's not secured on this time. So just take a look on your hotel. Take a look if you need 2 full-time staff members, or if you have the possibility to have in Germany it's mini job, or students that just come in for the evening. So some hotel companies are working with this as a second person on the reception desk in the evening. So find solutions for your hotel. Take a look back from the old history on stuff, and take a look what can help you. We're also working at the weekend with 2 people. They are just working on weekends for 3 or 5 hours, just for breakfast, because they come from the hospitality industry, have jobs outside the hospitality industry, and now come back just for part-time jobs on the weekend. This is what we needed back to the hospitality. I think this can be working.
maybe it's a good idea to ask your staff members what their plans are. So maybe you can make a mix of your strategy with their plans for the future. So that's a great idea to ask them.
By the way, to the audience, if you have questions, please raise your hands. We'll have a microphone going around. And as soon as I see your hands, I'll get you into the conversation and you can join in, especially towards the hoteliers. Again, if you have currently challengers or questions and you want to speak to operations people that are trying to you as well, obviously, Nasi, you can ask Nasi as well. Yeah. But if you have challenges or questions, or if you are at a decision point of view, please reach out right now. That's your chance. You have another 10 minutes. For example, you, Martin. Just kidding. So, speaking about challenges, what's the current challenges you have, Markus, facing your operations? What's the hurdles you have to overcome?
So one of the challenges we have is that we have, due to the different properties we have and different cities, we have the one challenge is to find the right mix due to short stay and long stay. So because basically our main focus is on long stay. So but with a long stay, you can't reach every goal you want to have, like in your in the money way, so let's do it that way. So we have to find the right mix to make a short stay to increase your average rate, your RevPAR. So we have to find there the right way to get it, and we try to do it by centralization and the only thing we don't centrally is that we give the yield management back to the houses, because our operations manager sitting there at their house, they are basically, they do the budget every year, so they are the one who have to get set their goals, so that they have to every opportunity to get to their goals. So yeah, but that's the challenges we have this year for us. Yeah.
What's the main? Jumping to hotel operations quickly. What's the main challenges you face, Sebastian?
Yeah, we have two of them. The wave that is coming back from the business, so from low business to high business, and it's really quick in several times. So this to handle is not easy. And the other one is the changing of the business. So we come from a business to leisure mix from 50-50, and now it's the leisure 80% of our business. And this is another business that you have to deal with. And also the staff members and also we as operations manager have to take another strategy of these things.
No questions. Everyone is eating, drinking, happy. Anna is smiling at me.
All have the same problems, so
I have the
there
same
are questions. So
that's all.
If you have solutions,
old stuff here, old stuff. No one cares. No one needs stuff at the hotel. Maybe you do. So, question to the experts here on stage. If you would be able, like Konrad over there, eating a lovely dinner over there. Hi, Konrad. If you would have the chance to build your new operations, right, from a white paper, a white sheet. Question to all three of you guys, or to someone in the audience if you want to, or Konrad if you want to share how you approach that. If you would have a white paper for hotel operations, where would you start? And what would you consider the most important 1, 2, 3 aspects in that context? They weren't prepared for that.
Well, I would start. I mean, you should never forget. I mean, guest experience is like so important. Like, please consider it. But also, like, you need satisfied guests, but never forget you also need like satisfied employees, because you need to have a workplace where everyone is so happy and is motivated to work for you. So more people want to work at this place. And that's why be also attractive not only for your guests, but also satisfy your hotel employees. And the more and more you optimize with digital tools, you can satisfy everyone in this industry. And I think like this is like the most important. Like, don't say no to digital solutions. say yes. Don't be scared, be open for it. And you can always, I tell my customers, you don't need to digitize everything from today on tomorrow. Like, do it step by step. Like, just go baby steps. But digitize, because it's so important, because it's not always your guests who need to be prioritized, but it's also your like staff. They need to be happy to keep, to be motivated to work. And that's like so important.
I will hire Nasi as a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Every Monday, 10 a.m. Oh no, Alex, no? Half an hour?
I'm not allowed to.
Markus.
To be honest, I would not change that much we have done in the last years. I would say is focus as stuff. So you need your lovely people, your staff members in front there to satisfy your guests. That's one of the most important things. And then build your technology around that if you have that possibility. Surely for you as a white label operator, it's a really big challenge to find the right partner to integrate in every PMS. So, but if you be able to have the white paper in front of you, maybe that's the way I would do. I would say, okay, first of all, I need that great stuff, that lovely people in front, and then build the technology to help them around that they could be that great that great host.
So technology is not a hindering point anymore, but an enabler, basically.
I have just one point that I want to change. This is working at the reception. Maybe it's working on your system at the moment. But I have the dream that it's as easy as to work at McDonald's terminal on the reception desk without any administration, without any paper billing, and also all the rest administration in the accounting afterwards. So this will be nice, and it will be automatically and easier that the staff member has more time for the guests and not in dealing with paper, billing, and so on, because this is stupid that we do this in 2022.
So last round, starting from your right to my left, whatever. I'll forget about it. Markus. Operations, hotel operations. If you think about the next 6, 9, 12, 24 months, what's the things you want to improve or change in the next months effectively? What's your planning towards operations, specifically for Smartments?
Wow. As I told in the middle, we have that plan to make more things in our central. Due to we are going to getting bigger and bigger. We started getting 3 new properties in 2024. So, and we have to be prepared for that. So, because there's, I guess it's something like 450 units are coming with us. So then we are approaching the 1,500 in total. So yeah, that's one of the main goals. And yeah, to end the projects we have started in the last year. So maybe we've planned to have a housekeeping tech app. So we have to finish that. So yeah, that's the for the next 24 months. I guess that's the points we have to do. Yeah.
Nasi, for you, maybe even more interesting and more challenging as well. What's straiv, formerly known as code to order, going to change? What's the new things coming up? Alex is like, oh, nothing is coming up. I'm dying here.
No.
Nothing. Can she talk about it? Yeah, for sure. He said yes.
Well, do I know it? No. I mean, it's like more and more new things are gonna come, and I don't know if I can specifically talk about it, but they're like so cool and so interesting, and it's gonna also support again. And I always say, like, all the customers are like so happy if they see our like solutions. They're like so satisfied, and it's gonna come in more. And I'm happy that I can assist them and support them to find the perfect solution. And I always say, it doesn't matter if you have like a small hotel or like a big hotel, because I think like digital solutions are like needed in every type of hotel. Nasi,
you take over my job next time. Like, is say a lot without saying anything, basically. No, I'm just kidding. Without getting out the information Alex doesn't want you to give out.
No,
It's
but
perfect.
I mean, if the hotels are interested, they can come and talk to us, and we can give them, because it's always like different. In the end, what you need as a hotel, it's so different, but we can support you. Like, come, talk to us. We're gonna help you.
That was a promise. What's your improvements? What's your potential?
Yeah, we will growing up the next months and also also years. And our most challenging thing is that we have also a head office that is at the moment a team of 5 to 6 people. So we have to growing with the structure. So this is the most challenging thing. 25 hours said some years before. You have something like growing pain. So when you're growing up, you get some pain in growing up. And I think this is a good word for this is what's coming up next for us.
I think that's a good pain to have. All right, so we are overdue as usual. I went over time, so I did my job, I guess. So thank you all for being quiet enough so I actually could hear the guys as well. Thank you for being here. Please be quiet, Laura. That's too late. And I can only emphasize and invite you for the next panels coming up. And as I mentioned before, the next one will be hosted by my dear friend Pontus. I don't see him. Ah, there he is. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Nasi, as well, for jumping in like last minute. And yes. And thank you, gentlemen, obviously, representing Berlin and representing Hamburg. And well, I pass over to Pontus if you want to come over here. And I don't even know what you will be talking about. I guess it's somehow related to revenue management. Is that the case? Will he get a new microphone? There it is. All right. Thank you so much.